This comes from clinicaltrials.gov, and it's about COVID-19 vaccine messaging. And Ben Swan did a nice job of covering this, and I will put Ben's link down below in the description box. Now, what this is the approach they're going to use to get people to take vaccines. Because what they're finding is about 50% of the population is not interested in being vaccinated. So let's take a moment and go through this quickly. So they're going to have a control group. There's going to be a baseline message. And here is where it gets very interesting. Experimental, personal freedom. This is where they're going to put a message out saying how COVID-19 is limiting people's personal freedom, and by working together to get enough people vaccinated, society can preserve its personal freedom. So without the vaccine, there's not going to be any personal freedom. Number 2, economic freedom. And this message is about how COVID-19 is limiting people's economic freedom, and by working together to get enough people vaccinated, society can preserve its economic freedom. Okay, so without the vaccine, you're not going to have any personal freedom, and you're not going to have any economic freedom. Social benefit, self-interest. COVID-19 presents a real danger to one's health, even if one is young and healthy. Getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is the best way to prevent oneself from getting sick. Okay, so it's the whole fear of getting sick. This ridiculous notion that you should never catch the flu, you should never have the cold, you should just never get sick. You should be perpetually healthy every single day of your life. It's ridiculous because it's not reality. Next item, social benefit, community interest. This message is about the dangers of COVID-19 to the health of loved ones. The more people who get vaccinated against COVID-19, the lower the risk that one's loved ones will get sick. Society must work together, and everybody should get vaccinated. So a catchphrase is work together. We're going to see that over and over again as we go forward. Economic benefit, which is different than economic freedom, which we talked about. This message is about how COVID-19 is wreaking havoc on the economy, and the only way to strengthen the economy is to work together to get enough people vaccinated. Social pressure and guilt. The message here is about the danger that COVID-19 presents to the health of one's family and community. The best way to protect them is by getting vaccinated, and society must work together to get enough people vaccinated. Then it asks the participants to imagine the guilt they will feel if they don't get vaccinated and spread the disease. Social pressure and embarrassment. Okay, so this message is about the danger that COVID-19 presents to the health of one's family and community. The best way to protect them is by getting vaccinated and by working together to make sure that enough people get vaccinated. Then it asks the participants to imagine the embarrassment they will feel if they don't get vaccinated and spread the disease. Do you believe this stuff? Social pressure, anger. This message is about the danger that COVID-19 presents to the health of one's family and community. The best way to protect them is by getting vaccinated and by working together to make sure that enough people get vaccinated. Then it asks the participants to imagine the anger they will feel if they don't get vaccinated and spread the disease. This stuff, folks, is right out of Tavistock. Next one, trust in science. So this message tells us that getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is the most effective way of protecting one's community. Vaccination is backed by science. If one doesn't get vaccinated, that means that one doesn't understand how infections are spread or who ignores science. Last but not least, this message, which describes how firefighters, doctors, and frontline medical workers are brave. Not indoctrinated or brainwashed, but brave. Those who choose not to get vaccinated against COVID-19 are not brave. They are cowards. This is just simply unbelievable. In fact, it's really kind of sad in a way because the approach is so childlike. And so many people, because they cannot critically think, and they actually do think and behave like children, are going to buy this hook, line, and sinker. The only saving grace so far is that they are openly admitting that only 50% of the population is willing to get jabbed, and the other 50% are not interested. So they're doing all of this work to influence the 50% that want to steer clear.